This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hello.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forbidden Rubbish.
Yo.
Yes, we're
What
back.
it do?
What it do? What it
Got a
do?
roughneck, wanna get a rough. I heard the song of that. I was like, oh, hey.
I ain't heard that in a long time.
Pump it in there, and here we go. Okay.
The fact that you know the word.
Girl, MC Light go hard.
What's that?
Okay.
MC Light.
MC Light did
Yeah,
go hard.
MC Light and
Yeah.
she had some good hits.
She got some hits.
My favorite will always be the Brandy
Georgie
I Wanna
Porgy.
Be Down remix.
Oh.
Where
Oh,
MC Light
okay.
and Queen Latifah and
Yeah.
them on there.
I love Georgie Porgy. That breakdown.
The sound, the beat.
Yeah, the breakdown. Yeah,
Yeah.
Georgie Porgy. It
That
was.
song always made me feel like I was doing
was-
something wrong. Yeah, it was just
Hey,
something
girl.
about
I don't know why. I
It made
just
you
love
real
the breakdown.
melancholy. Yeah.
What? Poor George?
Like made you
Georgie
think
put
like,
damn.
damn. She was like, "Well, Georgie, put yeah, I can't, yeah, but yeah,
In the
it was
club.
kind of like
No, that beat, that toot, I know you're talking about.
yeah,
That did
that
go hard.
breakdown was
Yeah.
like
The video in black and white, Georgie. They was on a cotton.
Kiss the girls and make them cry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
MC
I
Light
haven't
was
seen
feeling
too
that
much. I mean, I really did. All that singing.
Okay, y'all. So,
Welcome back to Forbidden Rubbish. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi,
Click
hi.
the notification bell so
Absolutely.
you can be the first to get alerts when a new FPR pod episode drops.
You don't want to miss
And
it.
Also, I just have to give a shout out. Look at this bouquet. We've had it all for the whole month. So it's kind of been here. the whole month.
It is beautiful.
I would have given this a name. Did you name it, Tisha?
LeBlanc.
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 Oh, I love
Ooh,
that.
I
That's
love
classy
it.
and sexy.
Yes.
LeBlanc.
Don't forget
Come
to
over here and
reach
get your
out.
LeBlanc.
She's your girl.
Yes.
Hi.
You want some floral arrangement?
Because I don't even like roses, but I was like, what is this? I thought it was like a combination of flowers. What did
Yeah.
you do to these?
Reflex.
Reflex.
And if y'all ask for reflex roses, usually the same rose will cost more. Just because people, when they want a wedding, they be like, oh, mine's reflex. And it's like, that's going to cost more because it takes
so
a
it
lot.
costs more.
Because you have to sit and peel each one. But I had time last night.
Those are
So
beautiful.
do you ever do a bouquet where it's part reflex and part the way it comes? Is that
Yeah.
a thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, part. I got one that's like half and half.
partial.
So half of the vases are regular and the other half is reflex.
I like
Okay.
the Blanc. She giving.
That
LeBlanc.
is. That's beautiful. I like
Thank
that
you.
color too.
What are we jumping into today?
All right. So the topic for today is, well, I'm going to ask the question: why are some people renouncing and denouncing their fraternities, sororities, masonry organizations? And yeah, with
Okay.
that, I just been like seeing videos where just popping up where people are denouncing and renouncing.
Like a lot of them?
A lot of videos. A lot of people are. And so renouncing is basically when you breaking the covenant with God or whatever, you breaking it through God. You know what I'm saying? And denouncing is basically when you're going public with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's two different. It's
two
two
different-
steps
it's
or
two
two
steps to
processes
it.
for 'em.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have to do both or can you do one or the other?
Well, so I watched two videos with two different so the one guy, he was with the Kappas, and the female, she was with the Eastern Stars or whatever. And so he was basically saying that he thought, okay, I could just renounce and just step away from, just not be actively involved or whatever. But he said the Holy Spirit basically spoke with him and was like, no, you need to make it
Do it.
official because you're like lukewarm in this, you know what I'm
Ooh,
saying,
you
your
gotta make it
stance with
public.
it. You
You
need
gotta
to
let
go
people know where
public
you
with it.
stand.
Exactly.
Because they don't
And
want to
so-
offend their line. Like they don't want to come out. Is that what?
Or
a
it
lot.
might be one of those things, like in order for you to say you're saved, you have to do it in front of, like you have to do it publicly. You can't do it privately.
Okay.
I mean, well, you can do it privately, like in your own home, but it's still, you're supposed to do it where there's a witness.
Right.
So maybe to denounce it, like same thing, like in reverse. Maybe you
Yeah.
gotta denounce
You got
it.
in here with a group. You
Like,
get out
you
in front of
letting
like
them
you-
know,
right,
like,
yeah.
okay, because
true.
it's like you kind of
straddling.
got one foot in and
Yeah,
one
you
foot
can,
out.
and
Like
you can
you
easily
not.
go back, but when you don't denounce it, I mean,
Denounce
think
it,
about how
yeah.
easy it would be to be a covert, like
I mean, because your members don't know that
Yeah,
you're, you
yeah,
know what
that
I'm
you out.
saying, that you're
Yeah.
out.
Like coming to the park, like, hey, and it's like, I
Yeah.
thought you,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
And so I just thought it'll bring up a good topic. I know it may ruffle, some feathers or whatever, because it's definitely a controversial topic
Yeah.
or whatever.
Very
but,
sensitive topic to a lot of the,
It is because, I mean, just, I know a lot of powerful people who are
Me
in these
too.
organizations, who are fraternity members, successful, like, and people who love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Who genuinely love the Lord, and so
you can see how it would be
how it would be,
those
a
who are not called
conflict of
out yet, they're
interest.
torn or they get offended by it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
could get offended by it.
So why
And
do you
so,
think?
So with him, let me see if I have his name.
He did
I
like a
think his
YouTube
name-
video?
Mm-hmm. I think his name was Asher or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But basically, he was saying that he said he was in the organization for a while, and the reason why he got in it because of the brotherhood, because of it's a lot of benefits, connections that come with being in a sorority, and so he was just basically like, when he got in it, he was all involved, and he said he was a lover of the Lord too, but he was kind of lukewarm. He said he was called to do a fast, and like the Lord spoke to him, and he was kind of really torn with it because he had just done a fast. So he was like, he really didn't want to do a fast because he was like, I just did a fast,
Right.
But he was feeling convicted to do a fast, so he did another fast. I think it was like 14 days, and he said within that time, he said the Holy Spirit just kind of started revealing to him, like, this not right. What you doing with this fraternity is not right. And he was trying to deny it. He said shortly after that, he started seeing videos popping up about denouncing your fraternities and
Right.
stuff. And he basically went on to say, just in the midst of it, he just kind of, like when the Holy Spirit was speaking to him or whatever, he was just like, trying to go against it
Right.
at the same time or whatever. But he said, like I said, he started seeing things just like about the hazings and just different things start shining,
Right. Right.
about it. Where he was like, it's basically demonic. He said, because what you're doing it's like a form of idolatry. You're serving you're worshiping these different deities.
Making
Basically.
pledges to him.
Yes, and he was saying how like certain ones are very bold in what deities that they're worshiping. He said, like with the Kappas, they do these different rituals. And so with the rituals, they won't specifically say that they're going to Apollo or
Right.
whatever, but he said it's a certain altar that they go to. Let me see. The Delphic Shrine is an altar that they go to, and that is basically you're worshiping Apollo at that altar.
The way that altar's dedicated to Apollo.
Yes. And he was saying that like the Delta Sigma, they wear a shield. It's a shield with the Minerva. And so that's a deity too. And so they proudly boast that shield of Minerva.
Yeah.
And so that's what he was saying. And so the chick from the Eastern Star, she was basically saying the same thing. She said that, so she had to pledge. Well, she got initiated twice. So the first one she got initiated with, she was just basically saying she was, the same thing. She just liked the sisterhood of it. They were going out doing community service. She liked the word. She said, but they had asked her about what did they I can't remember what they asked her, but she was in question about they asked her, do she believe in the supreme being? And so it kind of, she was like, was supreme being. She was comfortable with the whole organization. She said because she had church members involved, family members involved. So she was like, okay, these are my people. So they got me, you know.
Right.
But she said to the side, she asked her uncle, she was like, now who is this supreme being that they're talking about? And he was just basically like, what God do you serve? And she said, well, Jesus Christ. Well, that's your supreme being. So it's like whatever your supreme being, they're fine with it. Like whatever.
It could be anything.
It can be anything. Yeah. And so she said, she did that. That went on good for a while, but then she had moved, I think, and she wanted to get back involved in the sisterhood or whatever. And so this organization, because it's like different chapters. This certain chapter didn't really recognize the chapter she came from, and they was basically like, nah, that's not the real thing. So you're gonna have to
do it again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to and what is it? Initiate again.
Okay,
and so
reinitiate.
She reinitiate. And so they were basically like, because they don't do the real rituals. We finna really get tapped into these rituals that you need to be doing. So the way she started that, she was like, I used to be a witch. That's how she started.
Like that's the bottom line.
That basically, I was a witch. When she was like, she was so wrapped up involved in it. She used to wear the gear, and like she was like, you better not say nothing about the Eastern Stars. And she was like, that was a spirit. Yeah. Like you're in this, and it's so many different spirits. And so, do y'all have something to say real quick? And so with the dude, I'm gonna go back to the dude. He had, it just came to my mind. He was saying something, like he was like really just looking. Because the whole time he was like asking, where is God in this? When we're doing these hazes, we're torturing and dehumanizing people, all in the name of Kappa. Yeah. He was like, yeah, we go out and do like the service work or whatever, and he said it's I forgot what he called it, but they all meet up some Sundays or whatever, but they got their Kappa gear on, but the whole time they repping, throwing up signs and calling out their, like, Jesus is not included at all. It's all in the name of Kappa. Even when they do the community service, it's in the name of Kappa. Like, where is God at in it?
Right,
and so he was like, just the surface of it. He was like, and I can attest to this. You go to a Kappa party or a fraternity party. He was like, let you get in one of their lines. Break them one of their lines. Yeah. He said, they going to be ready to fight.
They be mad about that line.
Yeah, he said, and let Nuck If You Buck come on.
Okay.
I say, well, hell, I ain't in no Kappa, but let Nuck If You Buck come on. And you be down for whatever.
That song do get you
but
crunk.
It does.
That's my song. Yeah.
And so I mean, it just made me think, like, he was just saying, like, a lot of people get in these organizations and they don't really know how deep it is,
or
and
what it's rooted in.
The further you go up, you may be tapping in. He was like, because you may be cursing some bloodlines with these rituals. You know what I'm saying? And because when you're doing these rituals, you're coming into a covenant. Like you're coming into a covenant,
You are.
And so, I mean, true. That's, it's...
Get deep.
It gets deep.
It can get deep.
It can get deep. It can.
Just on the surface, you in college, pledging, want to have fun, you don't see it. But once you get like going, he said
looking at it
deep.
like, okay, we're doing community service, we're doing good deeds, but you end up worshiping other little gods. So, I mean... Y'all are real silent on this.
Yeah, you went.
I was talking. Yeah.
I was letting you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to go?
No, it don't matter.
Well, okay, so we're saying why do we think? So is that what you're saying? You believe that they're just feeling convicted? Because I noticed that when I watched it, that it's a lot of Christians that are denouncing. That have a relationship with God or Jesus Christ. They're denouncing because they're the ones that's feeling the conviction on it. Because I kept watching tons of them, and some of them are very long and winded because they go from the beginning to the end, and some just kind of summarize. But what I noticed, they all say, like, I was convicted and fought this thing to the end. Like, I did not want to denounce it, or like you say, whatever. I didn't want to do it because I love these are my sisters.
Yeah.
But so that's what so when you say why they're denouncing, I'm saying that I think that's why they're denouncing. Because they're convicted. But
How do you feel about it? Would you denounce it? No. We used to go
When
to
I
a
read,
lot of,
oh
Yeah, we
girl,
did.
I
We
loved them.
did.
I
we
loved
went to a
them.
lot of
I
fraternity
loved them.
parties.
Yeah.
I loved them. I did. I love them.
Yeah.
Okay, so after researching, I really don't want to offend nobody. So I'm just gonna say that right now
Yeah.
because I just don't. But I got to tell the truth.
Right.
I gotta tell the truth. I gotta stand on. I gotta stand on the truth.
Stand
And
on it. I said stand on it.
so would I denounce it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simply, oh Lord, can I still come hang with you? I don't know. I ain't gonna have nothing. They're gonna be mad at me,
I don't
but
think they should take it personal.
but I would denounce it. Because what I researched, I didn't research because I took it from different angles. But I researched the Eastern Star. I said Eastern. I researched the Eastern Star, and I think what popped up a lot was AKA for some reason. AKA popped up.
Because they all they started, their foundation is all on the same premise. The masonry. That's where they get it from.
Yes.
So because when I
the
kept watching
rituals that the
denouncing,
fraternities
this
and
practice come
sororities
from the
get.
masonry.
it was all I denounced AKA.
Yeah.
I hardly ever saw any deltas. I mean, I'm sure they're there,
Yeah.
but I kept saying, "Dang, these AKAs."
Yeah.
But like what you were saying, I from what I researched and I watched the videos, but I still want to do a little digging. But I looked at this guy named Steve Cockley, I can't think his name, but he's an old school dude who he called him the Black Boule. And that's where I'm coming from with it, that on the surface level, it's just, yeah, you probably get into something. But when
Yeah.
you go higher up, it's nothing but Freemasonry.
Yeah.
That's all this is
Yeah.
it's Freemasonry. And it's and it's the Black Boule that is an offshoot of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones was created first by the white people from Yale, and I think some mulatto men in the early 1900s wanted. I think they might have been the Sigmas. I'm not for sure, but they created the Boule, which the Boule. I'm just saying the Boule is a fraternity, but I feel like it's just a secret society that has small shoots of it. So.
Right.
If I'm just a college girl, I don't realize
know.
how far
Far
up
it
this
go.
thing go. And when I was researching, because the initiation book is online, you can read the initiation book, and I was like, what mysteries are y'all digging into? Because I think one of the girls even said like you have to agree, like I pledge to the AKA. You don't have to fear when you die because you were AKA. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
What?
Exactly.
Who am I? What?
Right.
Then it's like you I think one of the things like on the Eastern Star, like you said, Supreme Being, like they put these things in there, and it's just like who and what are you
am
talking
I?
to? And then they
Exactly.
say in initiation you have to be blind. Some people had to be blindfold.
Blindfolded,
Some people gotta
yeah.
hold hands. You gotta
Yeah.
like that's a witchcraft. That's
That's
a soul
sorcery.
tie. You're
Yes.
Connecting with these
You
people.
don't know what spirits you
Bringing into
in.
or what you're agreeing to, and who and one of the girls was like, I became a different person. I didn't know who I was anymore
Yeah.
because I literally changed over
different
like a
entity
different
took over.
exactly.
You never know what's taking over.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're welcoming and bringing them in.
Right,
Yeah.
you bring them in. So no, that's my answer.
I think for me, when I was like researching it, because I look for stories and stuff too. But I think one of the things that stood out that just like rang a bell for me is when I thought about the scripture Matthew 5:34, which basically says you should not swear before the earth or let your yeses be yeses and
Right.
your no's be no's. So when you think about you got to swear to this, and you think about how God doesn't ask us to make vows and covenants
Right.
because he knows that we're liars and we can't keep them.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Right.
The only vows he asks us to really keep is marriage,
Right.
when you fast, certain things like that. But he said outside of that, I don't want y'all to make vows because
Right.
you can't.
Right.
And like you said, who you pledging to? Because if I'm your God and you're putting this above serving me.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
pledging to somebody else. That is idolatry.
Right. That is.
And it just, I don't know, was it you just said that it's a sprinkle, or was it you a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, you? And I feel like it just reminds me of verily, verily, I say unto you, not everybody who says they know me.
Right.
Just because y'all sprinkle God in there,
Right.
it's
It
like that
doesn't-
don't
right.
make it Christian.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
did talk to one of my friends who is an Omega,
Uh-huh.
and I asked him his views, because I just wanted to get his opinion. I
Right.
have a lot of, like you said, I have a lot of friends that are Kappas. I
Yeah.
got some, and he said, I think the question that I asked him was, does he regret pledging? He said no. I asked him if he felt like being in a fraternity conflicts with, because he's a Christian, does it conflict with his relationship with Christ? And he said no. He said because he feels like they taught them Christian principles and biblical values and stuff like that. She looking like whatever. He feels like he could stand on that. And I said, well, what does Omega mean? He said, friendship is essential to the soul. And he said the only place where he feels like there's a conflict for him is socially. He said because he pledged hecka young, and you partying with all your frat brothers or whatever, and then y'all grow up and go in different directions. And so now when y'all meet back up later in life, some of them haven't developed where you are in your walk with Christ, and now they have an expectation for you to be
Right.
the way
same.
y'all were, and you
Right.
like, nah.
Yeah.
He said that for him, ultimately, you decide which one comes first, which one takes precedence, whether it's your pledge or whether it's your relationship with God. I do feel like personally for me, I would be conflicted though. I would be conflicted because I know what the word of God says. And so that's where I would have a hard time fighting.
He don't regret nothing at all.
He said no.
Not even the initiation process.
See, is it bad that I probably would be okay with that? Not the
Well,
not the
depending on what-
blindfold and the
Well, because I think some people had said they had different experience.
Yeah.
Well, for one, so like the Kappa guy, he was basically saying you have some people who are they come through and they just pay and they sign a contract. They call them paper. They call them paper. And he
Is
was
this like
basically
post grad or is this like is
just
it
whenever
or whenever?
have-
Okay.
I think that might be like
whatever
pre-grad.
phase.
what's
Wouldn't you
pre?
think so?
I'm
Before?
not sure exactly when it's.
Because I know some people like I know
But
some
then again,
people
you're
that
right, because you need to pay. You might have to pay a.
I know
large
some
amount.
people that
this
join
is
after they graduated.
period. So
Yeah.
I think it just so
Whenever. we don't know
yeah,
the time.
whenever. But he was basically saying they get in the organization, they don't go through the hazing phase, and
Right.
so they just sign the contract and they pay their money. And so he was like, the organization really they don't really respect them. They really don't even acknowledge
Why
them.
you gotta sign a contract?
Because he was saying that
They look
They-
at you
they
like
don't-
you
you
didn't
didn't
do
go through
yeah
You're not
you're not
women-
blood you're not
you're
blood
not-
brother
they look at
yeah
them as being weak also,
right
because they skip that phase. And so
But that's anything I gotta sign a contract from the get go gonna make me a little.
weary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be leery of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Larry.
okay so I'm gonna just say this I am torn on pastors being in this
That's
I am.
Yeah.
What's your reason?
you one foot in and one foot out you because from what I read they all are acknowledging and pledging to a deity.
You know, Martin Luther King.
It's
was
some
in a
powerful
frater-
people. That's
he was
that's
in
what
a
I'm saying. It's some
fraternity.
He's
Yeah.
he's not ooh
what?
W.E.B. Du Bois.
It's
Martin
a
Luther
lot of-
King.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Martin
So
Luther
it
King
does-
was not a Christian. Martin Luther King, people need to really dig into him. He ain't all what people say he's. And here's the deal with this: men are just men. They do men can
Yep.
do good things,
And
but they
yeah,
are just
just men.
men.
Come
So
on.
did he make a good speech that probably had a co-writer? Yes. Did he maybe do something with Rosa Parks? Yes. But that does not make him the ideal God-fearing man.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say with Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King hung tight with some
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I think
that
I
doesn't
think
make him
Martin
not
Luther
a Christian.
King was pushing the agenda.
He-
was doing the work. I mean, like I think he was pushing the agenda at that time as well. But
What agenda?
Well, he was going along with what he was being told to do as
Right,
well.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
The reason why I say he's not a Christian is because I think he denied well, a lot of Christians don't believe in the Trinity, but I think he's on record saying he doesn't believe in the Trinity, and he's also on record saying that he think that they should put prayer out of school.
I don't think you can be a Christian and deny the Trinity.
I don't think you can be a Christian.
I don't think
and
that goes together.
And I have to go back on that because I did.
That's not. You can't be a Christian. I'm combing my head.
He questioned that. Just because he's a reverend, I think they just threw that title on him. If I could be mistaken, but I know for a fact he didn't want to preach.
That's where he got that title.
Okay, what did he preach? We need to go back and look at what he preached, because all I heard him saying is what we need to get. One day we're gonna have a better life.
Like
I never heard him say
right.
what souls out here need to get saved. That's why I'm saying when you can preach, like, to me, like, what's the little white man from Houston that everybody love?
Joel Osteen.
He talks just like this.
Joel Osteen.
Okay.
Yeah.
He preached, but is he preaching the gospel, or is he just like, okay,
The speaker.
we gotta
Yeah.
don't worry about it. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen any sermons of MLK saying like Jesus is Lord, and all I heard him say was, I'm gonna motivate y'all that one day we're gonna be able to ride in the front of the bus. So I don't know. I don't want to. I know people gonna make MLK, but you have to wonder. I don't trust when people give people days. Like, why he get a day and Malcolm X don't get a day? Was it that he was going with y'all agenda? So
Yeah, that's what
I'm gonna
I'm
give
saying.
y'all
Like,
a day,
they
but when you
use
really
him.
try to fight for change, you won't get now day. But that's another story. But I'm saying, I think that back to what you said about him being a Boule, that's why I say I don't trust him, because he was Boule along with the NAACP founder you just named and everybody else that's up there. They were Boule,
Part of
and
the Divine Nine.
I don't trust them because they were, again, agreed to these other deities, and they were right up under Skull and Bone. And Martin Luther King was very tight with the Jews who were running the civil rights movement. So I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I don't trust that. I don't think we ever really had a real civil rights movement, if you think about it. I don't.
So you feel like he was maybe planted?
I think he was. I
I kind of think he was. I think maybe at one time he probably thought he was doing the right thing, and then I watched a video where you could tell where his speech kind of switched up, like he realized,
and he was gone not too long after that.
he realized like, okay,
The burning house
wasn't
speech.
doing the right. Yeah,
He said, I
I've been
led my
leading y'all
people
the
wrong.
way.
Yes, he did.
Right.
Because Malcolm X was right the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to integrate with y'all. Just leave us alone. Martin was more like, let us sit with y'all. Let us.
He wanted to be a part of. Versus,
So,
yeah.
But
So,
yeah, you're
I
right.
mean,
Divine
but yeah.
Nine. What were you saying about that? That's
No,
interesting.
he was just a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
So
mean,
y'all
so,
don't
yeah,
feel like it has any like positive contributions or attributes to being in the fraternity, sorority, or the Freemasonry?
No, I'm not saying. Well, I'm saying that I think it has positive attributes for them. As far as, I mean, I think they do good. I think they do.
Why
do
you can't
some
do that in
good,
the
and
church?
They may
That's how I
do
feel
some
about it.
community service out there.
You can
and,
do that in the church.
But that's what I'm saying. I think they, they.
Are you torn
do
on
their
this?
community service?
No,
but-
I'm not torn.
Okay.
No, I'm just listening. My standpoint is probably like y'all's. Whoever in it, that's your thing. You in it.
Right.
Could I personally do it? If you would have asked me that question some years ago,
Yeah.
I would have
would've
said
been-
yes.
Right.
Without a doubt. Looking at the parties, us hanging out, the group of friends and all of that, where I've grown in Christ now, nah, ain't no
Right.
way.
Right.
And
No
that's
way.
what the
I agree.
interviewer was asking the Kappa guy. He was basically like, what do you tell somebody who's in the fraternity, they're doing a service, they feel like they have a relationship with God. Like, what do you tell them when they're comfortable with where they're sitting at? And he was just basically saying he would tell them to go to the Holy Spirit with it. You know what I'm saying?
Pray
Like,
about it.
Pray about it and see what the Holy Spirit reveals to you.
I would feel like
Because-
a closet Christian.
Yeah.
I would feel like a closet Christian. And I have a saying, and y'all heard me say this before. I tell God all the time, I don't want it to be anything here on earth that I can't set down or pick up at your command. And if I have a battle with it or a struggle with it, that's a problem for me. May not be sin, but it may be a weight. So the fact that I would struggle to put that down,
or not even try to hear.
or yeah,
It ain't a struggle. I just ain't gonna do it.
yeah.
I ain't struggling with it at all.
Right.
Which I think a
what
lot
would
of
get
people,
me in
right?
That's what
Yeah.
would get me in trouble. And not only that, I feel like I would probably be more committed to my sorority than I would God sometimes, because I pledged when I was younger, and this is the way I roll. I already in my flesh sometimes now. I don't want to pray. I don't want to read the Bible.
Right.
I don't want to go to church sometimes. I don't
Right.
want to hear a sermon online.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would have a problem if one of my sorority sisters or somebody called me to come to an event and I'm jumping up, but then I won't do it for God.
Are you
Yeah,
spending?
that's what that Eastern Star lady said. She was like, she was so dedicated to that, but then come church,
Right.
she like, I'll go next Sunday.
Sunday.
You
And
know.
that's what I was saying about that kneeling earlier, with the kneeling, because they all kneel to this altar. That's why I said that kneeling has a spiritual connection to it,
It
'cause they-
definitely does, because there's you going back to the
Yeah,
three
you
Hebrew
bowing
boys.
down
I'm not
to-
kneeling down
right.
to
Right.
nothing. I don't know what
Right.
this is. Yeah.
And that Eastern Star is, I think that's like a little more, more on a Masonic, completely
Masonic.
all the way. Because
Masonry.
the one girl I was watching, she said that, what did she say? I forgot what she said. I went blank. But okay, is this the third episode?
And what time did we start?
Yeah.
We pausing.
I don't know.
Was
What
it
time?
like 3?
2:40? No.
Nah, it was 3, like 3 something.
We'll say 3:00.
Wasn't it like 3? It was 3 something.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't remember now.
Okay, we starting back up. Let's go.
Okay. I forgot what she said about the Eastern Star, but so I don't know.
I
forgot.
will
lost my
say
thought.
this. I used to work with a lady who was a Eastern Star, and she tried to get me to join. And I was about to join because she, you know, it sounds good. We got a brotherhood.
Right.
When I need something, my brothers are there for me. And, you know, we do community service. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't like to serve, so I do it. I agree, that is my weakness. And so I was thinking about it, and I kid you not, the more I thought about it, the more I got convicted before I even did research, before I even went down that road.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, I'm not putting on a white gown. I'm
Right.
gonna be.
What is
high.
that symbolic
Yeah,
to?
I'm not doing that. If it's
Right.
not, I won't even do that in church in the choir. I'm not putting on that gown. And the fact that she could never get to the root of explaining what their belief was, it's just like layers on layers of explanations of what y'all do and what it. But
Right.
what do
Yeah.
you believe?
Well, that's what she was saying. The Eastern Star. Okay, what you just said. Two things. If it's just me joining a club of brotherhood, sisterhood, then let me just sign up and pay a due
That's right.
and be done.
Yeah.
Why do I have to go to initiation? That should let somebody know right there. Why do I gotta do this?
And why do we got to be so secretive?
Right. That's another thing that I
then,
was
like-
just saying. Would you keep that from your? A lot of people, they don't even, spouses don't even know the initiation. It's a secret, right?
You gotta.
So do you?
be in
So are you
secrecy with
okay with
everything.
keeping secrets from your spouse?
Yes.
You gotta. But I'm saying, if I've gone through something that's so good and okay, and,
Right.
and my wife and my husband say, "What did y'all do?" Then
You
it's just
can't
like,
say it right.
Where's-
It's a secret.
That's
Yeah.
not.
That's not. Yeah.
But the lady said in the Eastern Star, and this is what made her change her mind. She said one day she got pulled over, and the cop said hi and did some type of thing, and then when she kept saying, "Well," and he didn't give her a ticket. He just didn't have a good day, and she was just like, "Well, what?" And she said, then it had happened again. It happened like several times within a couple of months. Like, why are they pulling me over and I'm doing wrong? I'm not getting a ticket.
Yeah.
And they told her it's because you're marked. Like, we don't get tickets. We're good because we're in the club. We're, you know. And she said that the Holy Spirit had told her, is that what you want to be associated with? You can do wrong. You can do wrong for free. You get a do wrong pass. Is that okay with you?
Like selling your soul, kind of.
You selling your soul to be able to do
To do
wrong.
it,
Is that
yeah.
okay with me? Like, no matter what you do,
Right, no
you'll
matter
never
what they
get
say.
you'll never get
Right.
chastened for it. So there's no conviction, no
and
answering
that's why
to
you
it.
keep getting stopped and
And
pulled
that's-
over, and you ain't learned your lesson.
Right, because he
There's
said
no consequence.
right.
You ain't
She's
got no
like, is that?
conviction.
She's like, and that tore me up. Because I don't want to be. That's not a blessing from God that I keep getting pulled over for doing wrong, and they're saying, "Have a good day, sister," or whatever. Because
Right.
she say a blessing would be, I have no association with this, and I'm gonna give you another chance to make it right. And so
Right.
she was saying that's what really did it for her, and I was like, that's a good way to look at it. Because I know that they get a lot of favor in the system
Just because they're affiliated
with the Eastern Stars and the Masons. Because there's brothers, there's sisters to the Masons.
Yeah.
and they look at the AKAs like their children. That's what like their kid, like their little ones.
And I think a lot of them cross over to Eastern Star. Like I heard this one girl, she said I did both. She said, and one girl told me, she even, not told me, but she was like, she even started doing ancestral worship. Like she said she went through a whole, like she said she changed everything about her, because she said one door opens to another door, to another door, to another door, to where she said she didn't know who the heck she was.
That's why I'm saying you can never get to the bottom. When I was looking,
you can never get to the bottom.
And also when I was looking, it was like Summer said, their ceremonies are based, like they derive from Freemasonry, science, philosophy, Greek,
all of it,
Jewish, Christianity. And one of the ladies who I was watching, she was like, I had a problem that we join in this God-filled organization, but none of us got to be Christians to join. Make that make sense. Yeah. How are we joining a Christian organization and we ain't got to be Christians?
Not only that, why they probably now just picking on us. But now I've just got another question, because we just keep going, why is it that?
Y'all dances, all the dances and the parties is off the chain.
Yeah, they off the chain. But it was, what? Now I went blank again. God, dog. But it was a question. You had made a good point, and I was
about they ceremonies being based on.
No, you was saying why is it so godly? But I have to. But I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it.
Well, it's okay. It'll come back.
Yeah.
Sip. It'll come back.
Okay. Well, he was basically saying, during some of the pledges, he felt like he was in hell.
What?
Like in hell, because you may hear somebody in a corner screaming because they're beating them, or you know what I'm saying, just different. And he was like,
and that's feeding off, that's demonic energy right there.
Like
how many dreams and stuff, nightmares do you have?
Right. And he said then afterwards they expect everybody to come sit down like nothing happened, and the whole conversation like, you just whoop my ass.
This one girl said she was in the woods, blindfolded in the woods. Like everyone is different. But remember that girl, I think she was an AK that got killed in the ocean in California, and they closed that chapter down.
About how many cases were like that went like nobody heard nothing. Like they kept covered it up. You know what I'm saying? You could just imagine. I could imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been
crazy.
Something.
It's but like you said, it keeps. It's so ancient. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm. First one started back in 17.
That's what I'm saying. It's so ancient,
and it was kept a complete secret.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. But Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end,
is God. Come on.
So that's right there.
Right.
See, it's certain things off the rip. Yeah. It's like I'm good, because at this point y'all saying y'all God, right? And because it's like that to me. It's like it's only one Alpha and one Omega.
Creator.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think that people, from what I gathered, all these people that are sharing their testimonies, it's like rapid right now. Like they coming out by the droves. So it got to be some type of awakening that's happening with the people. Like this ain't right.
Because in the comments alone, I went to the comments.
Yes, me too.
And people was just like
pouring out.
Pouring
I've
out
been
what they
doing.
experienced.
Yes,
I'm glad you
right,
because I've been feeling the same way.
Yeah.
And just. I don't even think all of them are Christians.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they just like it ain't right.
They just know
it's just not right.
Something ain't right about it.
Right, something ain't right about it. Yeah, damn it. I keep losing my thought. Okay.
We got a rapid fire for today?
Yes. Is it Caitlin?
No, it was the one about the girl, the white girl.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Take that part out, Mason. We're gonna do it. Okay. So yes, rapid fire time. Question. You know how we have our shirts that say "Black is beautiful." I'm a beautiful black girl. You're a beautiful black woman. Black power. Can whites do the same thing, and why or why not? Can they? Can whites have? Can a little white girl go to school and have white power or white is beautiful? Because they wear that stuff to school, right? Like, do they?
I don't know.
Or they can't. Well, that's just an example. I guess they can't, but
I don't know. They may.
Like they wear like pretty girl, black girl shirts.
They do because they sell them at the children's place.
Okay, like the black girl
They're
face.
saying black girl is beautiful. Okay, well, yeah, maybe so.
They sell
Well, like a
them
little
Yeah.
black girl's face, probably with a ponytail.
Yeah,
So can
yeah,
a white girl have a white girl face? You know, can
blue eyes.
can the white
blonde
girl do the
ponytails.
same thing, or can a white boy do the same thing? Can they show their race off the same way? Why or why not? And I'll just y'all going right to tangent. Cause look at her. That girl say, "Tell me." That girl, I put on black just for
No,
this.
they sure cannot. I say no, and here's why. The spotlight can never be on black people. We always gotta share it. I see your face. We even currently right now, if you Google it, white people are putting in the media, and I'm not racist because that sounds bad. I love white people. That sounds bad. They're putting all these advertisements out for their Juneteenth event. How in the hell?
What?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Google it.
I haven't seen. Wait, white people are putting
Yes, or they're
advertisements?
they
What are they saying?
come to our Juneteenth event. And somebody on Facebook took a snapshot. I Googled it and looked it up. And he was like, we can't have nothing for ourselves.
So what does their Juneteenth event consist of?
I'm asking you since they don't know our culture, sis. That's my point exactly. We can't
Maybe
have-
they're trying to be a part of.
I'm gonna tell y'all. Oh, you know, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna
It's the blacks' fault. That's y'all
never
fault.
mind. Back to you, so
It's the black fault.
cracking
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. When we had Juneteenth to ourselves, we didn't have this problem. Y'all fought to make this a federal holiday. Y'all fought. Federal holiday is for everyone. So now, because now the whites, they didn't know about it. A lot of whites didn't even know about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
That was really our thing.
Right. So do y'all get offended when they say Happy Juneteenth?
I feel like it's good morning.
I don't really care, but I
You
just
mocking.
be. I don't think they're mocking. I just
It
think y'all trying to be
depends.
down. Like, girl, you didn't. You.
So
okay.
is the shirt not trying to be down?
No, I don't have a problem with the shirt. I feel like that's not fair to say that a white little girl can't love herself, but a black little girl
that's
can.
not what
How I
I'm
feel.
saying. I feel like a white little girl can love herself. I feel like why is it when we start putting black girls on t-shirts to empower and uplift and encourage our race, which you guys always try to put down and degrade, why do you have to one up and then wear the same we're doing that
Okay.
now too. It's not that you can't love yourself. It's like you didn't want to show love to yourself until we did it.
Okay, but what did y'all say about the flattery is what is it the topic we said, what was it, the conversation about
you
is copying
Copying a form of flattery.
So I mean, y'all said
I said it was
it's
it.
sometimes it's okay for
Yeah,
people
but
to
here's my thing
copy.
about that. And yes, I am passionate about this one. You got something to say. They got something to
Just
say
like that
about
child
our big
support.
lips, but you want to plump your lips. You got something to say about
but
you got a
I'm
big
saying
booty.
so but in that you can't put everybody in the whole spectrum.
It's like
Just
knowing the
but I'm saying you
cultural
can't
okays.
say you can't say they, because some people are like,
I
I'm not
you.
saying nothing derogatory about your lips. I love your lips, so
Right.
I want to get my lips like that. So is that copying a form of flattery, or is it?
Why can't the black race, who's always been put down, foot on neck, told you're not beautiful because you got kinky nappy hair, can't wear your hair to work? Why every time we want to do something to love on ourselves and uplift our race, why do you gotta come behind
Nigga
us
say love on
and put the
ourselves.
spotlight back on Emily? Why?
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm
does
saying.
that-
Why?
So does that go back to what you said in another topic where you were saying that? I'm just saying.
It would be like you got like you not. This is how it is.
What was the topic? Because she didn't know.
She didn't know.
The topic where we can't keep dwelling on the past.
No,
No.
I'm saying this.
You
You
know?
got multiple children. Y'all have children. You got multiple kids. Mommy, I made a B. I made an A. It's always that second
But-
kid to come and
But
it's like
I think it's a mindset. For one, I think it's a mindset and no, I think
Tenzin
no.
don't
I'm
hear
just saying
nothing.
because everybody know my husband is white. He doesn't have any. You know, we don't have any kids that's all the way white. But had he brought a child into the picture
Right.
that was all the way white, and if I'm wearing a shirt that's saying black is beautiful or whatever, and she's like, I want a black is beautiful, and then I have to tell her, no, baby. No, I'm not gonna say no, baby, like that. But I'm gonna be like, baby, I want you to love who you are. You know what I'm saying? We are.
So I'm gonna get you a white is beautiful shirt.
If there's a white is beautiful shirt, if you want white is beautiful, then get you a white and beautiful shirt.
I don't think that's copying, Tangy.
Be sensitive to the culture. I'm not saying it's copying. I didn't say it was copying.
Oh, but you saying that they.
Why is it that every time we do something to uplift and encourage and empower and embrace our blackness, that they've tried to tear down, ridicule, and make?
But do you think? But okay, we've all been in junior high before, elementary before. I think I've had like a lot of white friends like growing up playing.
Mm-hmm.
I never really looked at it like I'm black. Black is beautiful and white. I don't know if a kid at 13 years old would even think that.
I'm not anti-white.
No, I know you're not, but I'm saying
pro-black.
I don't think a child will be thinking that they're copying or they're trying to take the spotlight.
But I think at that point, their parent should teach them to be sensitive to the culture. Because would you go around Mexicans and wearing jalapeno shirts and doing stuff that's
no? But I'll wear a chitlin shirt because I'm black, and he will wear a jalapeno shirt. So then they can wear a blue eye shirt, and then I'll wear a brown eye shirt.
That was a bad example because both of us are minorities. I'm just being honest. That was a bad example when I thought about it because we're the majority, but we're looked at as minorities. I guess what I'm trying to say is, and then why didn't you want to do it until we did it?
Well, to me, I think it's the intention behind it. Everybody's intention is not the same. So if your intention is I'm going to get a white is beautiful shirt just to mock their black is beautiful shirt, then yes. But who is it for me to say that what your intention is? I'm not going to even now. So
I agree when it comes to children.
Initially seeing it as an adult, I may be like, is she trying to be funny? But
see,
I'm going, but no, initially, but the fact I'm going
that
to pop back, and I'm going to say, hold up, because I don't know what her motive is.
I agree.
What
assume positive intent, and with a kid, that's different. But that's going to even start a movement with white people. That would even start a movement.
So you think they hijack our movements?
I do. They don't. You just pointed out it's our fault that they hijacked our holiday.
Well, if that's the case, you have to go back to everything because black people have
and it's not just
invented, created, and our style is
duplicated all the time.
All the time.
Y'all are saying.
So
I'm not saying
have to
copy and duplicating.
Everything.
I'm saying why is it that we can't have anything that's ours that shows our empowerment and our pride and even gays do. Even gays got gay stuff and rainbows and pride. Nobody goes and mocks it. Don't nobody come out and go sing, I'm heterosexual and proud. Don't nobody go back and mock gay pride. Or don't nobody go and do not mock, but don't nobody go.
So would you think, so a white straight lady or man can't wear a rainbow shirt?
I'm not saying they can't wear it. I'm saying if you're in here,
but I'm saying, would you question
shirt,
it? Or you would automatically assume they're gay?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you came in here and you were gay and you wore a rainbow shirt to work showing off your flaming gayness, I wouldn't come to work the next day, I'm straight.
With a rainbow shirt because it's...
And sit next to you.
Okay, so in that form, yes. But
that's
I'm
how
just
I feel
saying,
about it.
In that form, but if you just walking at Target and you see somebody with I'm like white is beautiful.
Here's the thing. If they didn't see it on a black is beautiful, they never want a white is beautiful.
But that's with everything. I mean, that's with hairstyle. That's with a lot of stuff.
I think it's. I'm not saying copying. I'm saying allowing us to embrace something that has always been made to be the minority, the lower, like this. We got dreads and y'all didn't want us to wear to work. Now y'all putting weave in y'all hair and wearing dreads.
Yeah.
Why can't we ever have anything that's our culture that belongs to us without you having to come and up it? Why?
Okay, well, so I guess the question would be, so would you tell Emily no? She can't wear the shirt.
No, I wouldn't tell Emily no. I tell Emily to be proud to be white and wear your white t-shirt, and you are beautiful as a white little girl.
Okay.
You look freaking amazing, girl.
So wear the shirt. But then you would go back and be like, this snitch got this shirt on.
But
Oh,
your
hell
mama
no.
better not wear it.
No, hell no.
Oh, but your mama better not wear it.
No. I wouldn't even have a problem with either one of them because I'm not racist. I wouldn't have a problem with her or her mom wearing the shirt. My problem would be, why are you wearing the shirt, Mom?
What's the purpose?
What's your purpose?
Okay.
Because you don't, thank you. Because you don't feel less than. You don't feel inferior. You don't live in a world where white people make you feel inferior and you have to be on guard all the time about your race. So excuse us when we have to do things to make our race. If you made us equal from gate, we wouldn't have to wear black is beautiful and Black Lives Matter and black things and all this thing to encourage our race.
Okay, even wearing the shirt, what does the shirt do for you?
No, what does the shirt do for Emily and her mom?
But even with,
because I know why we wearing it.
But why do we even have to wear it? Because why do we need validation from anybody?
Validation is for parking, but it's one of those things like you said about words. It's us in our subconscious reminding ourselves that in a world, in a society where you are made to be inferior and less than, I want you to positive affirmation the hell out of yourself. Black is beautiful. Black woman go. You're somebody. That's the reason why.
Well, I'm just saying because, like, me personally, now I do have the shirts. I may have a shirt with a black face or, like, I really love, like, Bob Marley shirts or whatever because,
Yeah.
But I really don't need a shirt to validate who I am.
I don't
regardless,
have none either.
Even if they, you know what I'm saying?
You don't think that the validation comes from at home?
I don't need validation.
No,
like I said,
I'm
it's
not
for
you. I'm saying in general,
with people.
validation comes from at home. I'm wondering, like,
nature versus nurture. I agree that validation does come from home. I don't think that when black people do that in society is for validation. I think it's for unity, for positive affirmation, for being a reminder to one another that in a world that we live in where you're made to be inferior and there's white privilege and all these other things that we don't have, let's remember our culture.
Remember our culture, but are we forgetting that we're feeding into what the system want us to do as well too? Because we're saying
she said, don't go that deep.
A time we're saying like it's all about division. They purposely want us to divide us. So that's when I go back to it's all in your mindset. If you're focusing in on black, you know.
I don't focus in on. I am not a pitchfork black.
But I'm just saying, if we have the mindset of we are one. We are one.
No.
Put faith, put color.
We're not one.
Well, I'm just saying that's because we divide ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We put ourselves in different the system is designed a certain way.
Positive.
The system is designed a certain way.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. When everybody realizes that the system is the problem, not the white man, not the black person.
The white man apart.
Because he's going along with the system. But if you get everybody on the
system,
same
though.
accord,
You think the white man is the problem?
No, I'm not racist, and I don't think the white. I think the whole is the problem.
The white
the
people
system
who I come
itself.
across every day.
I'm not gonna blame it on the system because that could be a lie. I think that's a little vague.
Okay, wait a minute. Do we believe in white supremacy?
Yes.
Do you believe in white supremacy?
I think white supremacy exists, but I think it's
what is white supremacy? Because honestly,
white people feel like they supreme, like the Confederate flag. It's just what it is. White supremacy. White people are supreme. Let's make America great again. White people are the supreme. That's what
okay,
it means.
so is it okay? White supremacy meaning day-to-day people or the government?
But I'm saying, okay, so
don't the day-to-day people run the government?
Because here how I look at that. I feel like nobody's supreme over me.
I agree.
So I look at if you a white supremacist, I'm a black supremacist or a brown supremacist. Like I don't.
No, I'm not anti anything and pro.
No, not saying you're anti, but what I'm saying is I think we give too much energy to whatever that is over there. We don't give energy when that's the world we live in. If you go to a job and you get paid less because you're black.
or you don't get into certain doors because you.
So that's a part of the system. So that's what I'm saying.
But
It takes
who makes up the
everybody.
system? I agree.
But I'm saying my coworkers that I work with and the people who I come across in the store, they don't make up the system. The average day Joe don't make up the system. So that's what I'm saying. If the average white person and black person as a whole come together, then you tackle the system. What's designed.
I agree with you, but until that moment happens, be sensitive to what's going on in the culture. Be aware and be sensitive to that. It's like when we were having the Black Lives Matter movement, and black people and white people were getting mad at that race, because it's like, since you ain't experienced it, you against it, and you turning your head the other way. Don't not be sensitive to something that's going on just because you don't do it or because you're not a part of it, because that's what makes the system the way that it is. It's when you turn your head and act like it don't exist because you ain't a part of it.
Right. Wait a minute.
Well,
Who? The white person?
The people, period.
I think a lot of the questioning come into play because it's like, okay, now you care about Officer John killing DT, D-Ray, whoever, but
when
Man
Bobby,
just
Ronnie,
killed-
Ricky, and Mike got
Sure
killed.
do. And I'm
Why?
going to tell you why.
Why?
Because Bobby, Man, and Mike and me, that's the world we choose to live in. You as a cop, you took an oath to not do that.
But I'm saying...
I'm not saying one is okay. I'm saying when you have a platform, like I said to my mom today, when you take an oath and you have a platform and a responsibility, that's a totally different thing. If Mike and Man and Lil Pookie want to run the streets and shoot at each other, I'm not okay in it, but that's the life they chose.
But do Black Lives Matter with that?
But I'm just saying the neighborhood needs to have the same energy that they had.
Right.
When Officer Mike killed somebody.
And if the neighbor don't have the
neighborhood
same
needs to have
energy, that makes it okay for the officer
It don't.
to kill us.
None of it makes it okay.
Okay.
But why do we have to start a movement because the officer did it? We need to have the same movement when it gets.
You start a
when it
movement
happens.
because our children and our grandchildren should not have to walk in America, and we shouldn't have to have speeches with our sons about how to behave when the cops pull you over.
I agree.
Wait a minute. The movement should have started before then. The movement should have started in the 80s when we were selling, although they put the crack there. The movement should have started. Do y'all know, before we were 20, how many people we knew died?
Yes.
A lot
That
of
is-
people. When they dropped the drugs in the neighborhoods before then.
But I'm just saying,
who
like,
is the
our
they?
friends, like exes.
Yeah.
Who is the
It's
they?
a part of
The
system,
CIA.
So that's where you got to tackle the system.
the
But I'm
CIA.
saying,
not the white person who work at HEB.
I'm not attacking any white person.
Well,
I'm
just
saying,
but they may be
when
the
you
one
have
that's
a
wearing
system,
my white is beautiful T-shirt.
you're not being sensitive. You're being desensitized, and you're not being sensitive to our culture.
But why
I'm
should
not
they have
saying-
to be sensitive? Like, I'm not sensitive to them. I don't give a damn.
I'm not saying.
But I'm just saying, I just don't want them to think I don't need you to do nothing for me but get out of my way. That's all. If you in my way, I just don't know if we expecting too much from people who just want to live their life. Like,
And
I just,
that's fine
God
if
damn
you
it, I just had a blue eye shirt and now I'm in trouble.
No,
I just
no,
think that-
you just had a blue eye shirt because somebody else you saw sis wearing it down the street. You wouldn't have got that shirt had sis not been wearing it.
I mean, but do we
Sis?
not copy? We just said
I copy white
we
girls all the
copy
time.
white
It's
girls.
not copying. That's not what I'm saying.
It's hijacking.
I'm not saying hijacking or copying. I would go back to my original question. In a world where we are minorities and made to feel inferior on a lot of different levels, why is it that when we want to do something to up ourselves or embrace our culture, you have to get in on it? It's like you want to put your foot back on our neck again. Let us have our moment. I get it, you gotta be, but your sister, but your sister got to be, and she did good too. You don't have to come and do that.
Well, why everybody just can't live in a world
She said, why
embrace?
can't everybody get along?
Yeah, not Rodney King.
I'm just saying why everybody just can't live in a world where they're embracing who they are. I think people need
There
to
it
quit
is.
being so sensitive
There it is.
about everything. Like
What is worse?
There it is,
everything,
right there.
but I'm just saying everything.
See.
No, I'm saying everything. Just because a white girl bumped me in the store, that don't mean
I
she
wouldn't
racist.
get mad at. I wouldn't get mad at that.
It don't mean she
That's-
racist. She may be having a bad day.
I agree with you. You see how you
You
say
gonna
it,
check
why-
it.
Yeah, I might be like, hold on, but I'm not gonna be like you racist. Like
I don't
I'm
think
going
that's
to-
racist, but
But
I
You
I'm
do
think
just
they're
saying
insensitive?
A lot of us,
I think they're insensitive and entitled sometimes.
I'm just
and
saying.
yes, insensitive and entitled. And you could tell that sometimes when you're walking down a path and they instantly expect you to move over. I agree with your statement when you said, why can't we all just live as we live? 100%. But can we live without you trying to make me feel inferior to your race?
Now, give me an example of that.
Something in your mind, but I'm gonna say this: the mind is.
So
Powerful.
white people don't try to
It
make
is
us feel
powerful.
inferior
But
to
I
them.
didn't walk into a lot of buildings. It depends on what your
Demeanor.
what you conceive in your mind. Like with my job, I go to a lot of blood drives or whatever, and I might be the only black person in the room. If I go in there with okay, they racist, then I'm going to. But I have had that thought, like, okay, I'm the only black person, like how they, you know what I'm saying,
And I
like
love
just
it.
watching them or whatever, and they treat and I have the
They
total
be the
opposite
sweetest people.
experience.
Until sometimes it's not, and you walk into a room or you on a phone call and they understand you black or know your ethnicity and they talk to you like you stupid and even make those comments.
But we have our own race do that too, though.
They do. And I'm saying
So
that
I'm just saying sometimes we gotta take
And
color
if
out
we
of
in
it
a-
and take a person's personality and how they're treating you. Like
She said, "Let me-"
everything is not based on like just because I get into it with you, it doesn't all.
It's
so
not
I-
always
I
I'm
right.
not
all
saying
the-
white
I
people's
see it a
motives
lot
that
there.
every white person think that. That's not what I'm saying. I love white people. I'm saying if we're a family and Tisha calls me a B word in my house, that's me and Tisha, but the outsider can't call me a B word. So yes, our own race do it, but you ain't in my house.
Exactly. So
You
I'm
can't
saying
do
if
that.
the white person call you a B word, a lot
I'm
of
not gonna
times
mean
I
it's racist.
see-
I might be being a
But I'm
B.
just saying I be seeing a lot of times on the news. Or we had an altercation, so they're automatically racist.
And they do
You
it to
don't
us
know-
too. Hey, the Asian a while back when the Asians were being beat up in the hood, oh, they're attacking Asians. No, the Asian is in the hood and we whoop their ass like everybody else is when they do wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop. It
No, I agree
goes
with
both
that.
ways.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree with
saying
that
every
I
too.
agree
white
with the
person.
Asian part.
I love white people. I'm not anti or pro. Please know this. I think some of the best, like white people will help you quicker than a black person. All I'm saying is this. I don't think all of their motives is bad, but I'm saying, A, be sensitive to what you're doing when it's a culture that has went through slavery and in bondage and inferiority and all the things that you've done. Don't be so quick to just step back out there like
With a t-shirt.
so we didn't feel the type of way with so Black Lives Matter. Okay, well I'm wearing White Lives Matter.
I did not get mad when Kanye and Candace did that.
What did their count? Come on, Summer.
I didn't care.
I don't like or with the
It's
blue
Kanye.
lives
I
matter.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have cared either.
right.
But I'm saying, like, think about how
In general,
tacky
you're
that
saying,
is.
so that means you don't like Blue Lives Matter.
I do. I don't think you should be out killing cops. I'm not against anybody. You shouldn't be.
No, I'm
doing
talking about the idea of doing that.
what Blue Lives Matter.
Because they're still
Because that's
hijacking.
mocking
I don't
Black
like the
Lives
idea of
Matter.
it because there's no need for you to do it when we already treat your life like it's valuable. You treat our lives like they're invaluable. So Black lives do matter. We don't treat your life like it's invaluable. We don't kill cops, bruh. So yes, I do care. It's when you take somebody that y'all have put your foot on their neck to hold them down, and now you want to.
You're gonna go to jail. That girl say, okay. You went there. Okay.
Why do blue lives need to matter? Why do you need to remind us of that when we ain't did nothing to show you that they don't? However, you show us every day that Black lives don't matter when you.
Okay,
pop
now
another
Tangi,
one of
you
us
saying
off.
every day. Now to be fair, is there more and I know people gonna get mad about this, but which one is more? Cops killing the black boys or blacks killing each other? And I know people ain't gonna like that question, but it is a fair question.
I
For
agree
the
that both are genocide and they're both absurd.
Cops are not doing a genocide on us.
I'm talking about us on us.
Yeah, we're genocide. So
I'm
I
saying
feel
it's
like
the
the
same
white
thing, but here's my
supremacists
thing.
just be like, listen, the
Tisha
niggas
can
just
call
kill
her mama a
themselves.
B word. I can't call your mama a B
Tinge, I can't
word.
believe you think that way.
That
What
I-
you're saying is we can pow to each other, but
I'm
little
not
white
saying-
man come in here.
I'm not saying we could pow each other. I'm saying you're on a platform with an oath that you took to serve and protect. You don't get to use that to your advantage to knock people off. I'm saying that's not a choice. If Pookie and Ray Ray are shooting it out in the hood,
Yeah.
they made cognizant choices between one and another to get into their life and shoot each other. That's a choice. Let every man choose their own path. I didn't choose to get pulled over by the cops and get my head blown off because of the color of my skin.
Okay,
That's
this
what I'm
this is
saying.
gonna sound real insensitive what I'm saying right now. Now I don't take it. I'm I'm playing advocate here. Could you possibly say, because I remember back in the day when mamas were more old school and they gave it straight to the little black boys, get off the corner for the corner get you. In some instances, I feel like, depending on who you are when you get pulled over, there's a different respect. I'm just going to be honest with you. It is. And I'm talking about as a black man. If you see a black man get pulled over and it's a different situation. If a black man and they smelling weed or whatever. Now, I'm not, okay, this is going to sound bad. I'm not saying that nobody deserves that. No, but I'm saying some situation, like would you want Mo hanging out in the Stelly Max?
Well, let me give you a story, and this is real life, true fact, happened, can be proven. I'm coming from Waco to see my mom. I was going back to Dallas. I'm in the car. I get pulled over right outside of Dallas. Right as soon as I make it into city limits, I'm getting ready to head into Plano.
Right.
My son, Gregory, who is now 21, was 16 years old. I got pulled over. To this day, I don't know why I got pulled over. And it was during the time, right after the cops were killing. He pulled us over. It was late at night. I got legal tags. Y'all know how I roll. I'm not some hood chick with a hoopty with black tinted windows and weed coming out.
Yeah.
Okay? I get pulled over late at night. I'm scared out of my mind after what's going on with the cops because I got my son in the car. And lo and behold, did the cop not come to my side as a driver. He went to my 16-year-old son's side, beat on his window with his flashlight, ID, with the flashlight. Greg is going, I am a student. I don't have an ID. You're 16 and you don't got a license or ID. I said, why are you questioning ma'am, be quiet. This is my passenger and my son. I said, he is a child in high school.
Right.
I had to sit there silently, say a prayer to God for the man to say, all right, I'm going to let y'all go. And still to this day, never told me why he pulled me over. Oh, let me see if I could recollect. Oh, I think I had a report of some suspicious from me in a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
A grown woman with a 16-year-old son.
Yeah.
Who's not a criminal, not a thug. No.
Right.
No.
I do believe it happened. But then there's other stories too where I've been pulled over and they've let me go and said, "Be careful." It goes both ways. I just think that what happens when you bash all the cops, because the cops,
bashing cops.
I know, but when we have this discussion about cops, what's gonna happen? I feel like, there I go with the SOP again. I feel like it's an agenda to get rid of cops to bring in RoboCops. And that may sound far-fetched, but I'm saying if they get rid of cops, who gonna take over the streets?
I don't think they should get rid of cops. I think,
but I'm saying cops are quitting, but good cops are quitting.
But there are some good crooked cops.
But my point is that if they if good cops are quitting by the day, and all we're gonna be left with is the bad cops.
I'm gonna say what I said. If you took an oath, I don't care if you're a pastor, a cop, I don't care, a teacher. If you took an oath to be on a platform, you need to honor your oath. Your oath and your badge or whatever you're hiding.
But I think some of the potential. How many?
Well, we were talking about the Black Lives Matter cops.
Okay,
I'm not.
I don't know how we even got here
because we went down the rabbit hole.
Okay,
and I'm not talking. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean all cops. We were talking about the Black Lives Matter cops.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So I keep saying when it comes to those group of people, that you use your platform, whether it's a pastor's pulpit, a cop, a teacher, to pray and to do a crime, that's wrong, period. Yeah, period. Right. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a teacher messing with a student.
I'm just
saying,
now, I do agree. There are good cops and there are bad, crooked cops, especially in certain areas, certain cities, they're rampant. But I just feel like us as a community, we need to have the same energy across the board, regardless of who's killing who. Like, it starts at home. Like, you can't expect somebody else to respect what you got going on, but you don't respect it yourself. You don't want to snitch in your community.
I'm snitching.
You don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
I used to think the same way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to even.
Where
is the fuss about when you know what I'm saying, when these kids are killing each other? Everything is on hush. Ain't nobody seen nothing then.
It's not that.
It is no fuss.
So it needs to be that same energy that goes out.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave. That's a choice.
But
let me say this.
I'm saying as the community.
I'm saying as a community, you're right. But here's the difference. If you want to go prostitute your body out there right now, that's your choice. But no cop should come put you on the streets and make you prostitute. And we can't go, well, if you don't want to talk about the cop doing it, you shouldn't be a prostitute. You don't get to do to me what I choose to. I choose what I get to do.
So you think it's a choice when a kid or a black man or whatever do something wrong that they shouldn't have been doing, they got shot by the cop? Is that a choice that they made when they got shot by the cop?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well,
That's
I feel like it never should come to nobody getting shot by the cops. Because you need to. You went through basic training or whatever the case may be. Unless somebody has a gun up on you about to take your life,
I agree.
It should never come.
But that's their training, I think. I think they're trained to do that. I think they trained to. But I thought it was the training was.
They need to.
Because I talked to
use their taser gun first.
No, because this girl, Renee's daughter, the one who sponsored the show, she her daughter's in Academy of Training in Arlington, and she said that they're purposely changing the way they do that. But it used to be you tell the cop it's my life or your life. They have to choose, and if they feel like their life was threatened, they have that right. But I think they're changing that to where
they
now
need to change that because anybody can say that they feel like their life is in danger. Exactly.
Right. But I would want to say that y'all, it's really not. It's all bad. Tamar Rice was horrible. I can't think of who was it. Freddie Gray. I could think of a lot of them, and it's all horrible. But we walk around like that's the end, like that. Our world, blacks down by the boat. Did y'all hear? It's not y'all. It's not.
And I'm not making this about me. You're right, Tisha. Go ahead.
No, I'm not saying. Not you. I'm saying in general. The topic of discussion is be like y'all really. I just don't feel that. I feel like sometimes stuff be mental. They play in our head. Like you can't go outside because you're gonna get popped. It's like no, I'm not doing all that. I'm not gonna do all that.
You're a black woman.
They killed him too.
But I'm saying it's the thing though. Why does it even have to come to that, to where I have to protect my sons in that aspect or pray or worry about their lives?
I agree.
But you could worry about their life if they go to a party and that black man made the choice to shoot him because he's jealous.
And I should be able to call the cop when that happened, but I can't because you might roll up and put another one in.
So you don't trust no cop?
I trust cops. I trust cops, respect and adore them. I went through a lot of things with Kyle when he was coming up, and I had some amazing cops coming.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. I don't ever want because
I'm talking about the cops who kill people in the
stereotyping.
Yeah,
like don't stereotype.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to. Yes.
And that's just all across the board.
Right.
You may run into a white person who is racist, but every person that you
and let's be clear, what about those 5 cops that were black, that were Boule, that beat that black man? So cops can be crooked on both sides of the aisle.
Look at Boys in the Hood, prime example. That's
you little nigga.
Yeah.
I hate you, nigga. Yeah, like that.
Exactly.
That right there.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. But I think that what's happening now is that we going to a point where all the good cops, they're retiring out. They retiring. They don't want to fool with it. And we getting bad cops, or we getting super soldiers that ain't got no emotion, and you're gonna be looking up and it's gonna be the army. The army is gonna be the one. Oh, it's time to go. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.